regulator says. Norwegian firm TGS signs seismic data deal in Libya. MAURITIUS launches AI learning platform in schools. And away from Africa, U.S. judge blocks termination of Haitian temporary protected status. In health, Algeria's DZDOC launches digital health platform. In business, Uber exits Tanzania amid pricing disputes with authorities. In sports, ATLETICO Madrid signs Nigeria's ADEMOLA LOOKMAN for £30 million. Now the news in full. Police in Ebonyi State have arrested 3 individuals, including 2 traditional rulers and the coordinator of Amasirin Development Center, following the killings in Okorojo Community, Eda local government area. 4 people were killed in the attack, with 3 reported beheaded by assailants from Amasiri clan. The detained monarchs have been identified as Onyedam Basi and Godfrey Oko-Obia, while the coordinator of the development center in Anya is Anya Baron Ogbonia. Ebonyi State Police spokesperson SP Joshua Ukadu confirmed that the arrests were made during a joint operation involving 3 police, Nigerian Army, Department of State Services, and the Nigerian Security and Defense Corps. All suspects are currently in our custody and investigations are ongoing. The command will not relent until everyone involved is brought to justice, he said. The violence reportedly stems from a long-standing land dispute between Okoroja residents in Osoeda and neighboring Amasiri in Afikpo. The incident occurred on January 29, resulting in deaths and property destruction. In response, Governor Francis Nwifuru dissolved the political and traditional leadership structures of Amasari clan in Afikpo local government area to prevent further escalation and restore peace in the area. Authorities continue to investigate, with earlier arrest of 10 additional suspects also reported. And now moving on to Kenya, Africa's technology ecosystem bounced back strongly in 2025, attributing a total of $4.1 billion in venture capital, up 25% from the previous year. Investors focused on established companies with proven business model, signaling a shift from early-stage speculative deals to mature startups. Venture debt emerged as a major growth driver, surging 63% to $1.64 billion, now representing over 40% of total capital raised on the continent. Regionally, Kenya led funding with $1.04 billion, surpassing Nigeria, while South Africa reclaimed the lead in equity financing with $715 million, and Egypt raised $604 million despite economic challenges. Together, the continent's top 4 markets, Kenya, South Africa, Egypt, and Nigeria, accounted for 72% of all investment. Sector-wise, fintech remained the largest by volume, but fell to 25% of equity share, while the climate tech funding doubled to $1.18 billion. Health tech grew by over 230%, and artificial intelligence saw increased structural adoption, backed by initiatives such as the $720 million Africa AI Factory. Meanwhile, analysts predict 2026 funding could reach between $4.8 and $5.2 billion, driven largely by structured financing and debt instruments rather than speculative equity. More than half of Lagos State remains without 5th-generation mobile network coverage, despite ongoing expansion by telecom operators. Data released by Nigeria's communications regulator shows that as the 4th quarter of the 2025, and 55% of the states had no access to 5G services 3 years after the technology was first launched in the country. Officials say that while 5G delivers significantly faster speeds and better performance where it is available, limited deployment continues to restrict its impact. Lagos recorded an improvement compared to the previous quarter, where over 70% of the states lacked coverage, but large gaps remain. Abuja also saw progress through nearly half of the capital is still without 5G access. The regulator notes that fourth-generation network continues to carry most of Nigeria's data traffic, supporting everyday internet use and road connectivity nationwide. Meanwhile, authorities say efforts are ongoing to expand broadband infrastructure and spectrum capacity as rising data demand and subscriber growth are expected to put increasing pressure on the country's telecom network in the coming years. And now to foreign news, Norwegian geographical company TGS has signed a non-binding letter of intent with Libya's North Africa Geophysical Company, a subsidiary of the National Oil Corporation. The agreement outlines future cooperation of seismic and geophysical data to support oil and gas exploration ahead of a potential second licensing round for the country's upstream sector. The letter provides a framework for collaboration, but is subject to regulatory approvals and final agreement. TGS will help develop the exploration data for use by multiple oil companies, aiming to strengthen Libya's oil and gas exploration capabilities. The deal is also set as part of TGS' broader expansion in Africa. In recent years, the firm has worked in seismic and geophysical projects in Tanzania, Mauritania, and Benin, supplying both onshore and offshore exploration data. Libya authorities say the initiative supports efforts to revive the country's oil sector and attract international investment. Now to Mauritius. The country has introduced generative AI tools into its school system with the launch of the GPT education on January 26, 2026, developed by Mauritius Telecom in partnerships with the Ministry of Education. The platform provides personalized learning support for students and teaching assistance for educators. The pilot targets 8 public schools covering grades 4, 7, 8, and 9, including 4 primary and 4 secondary institutions. Students can access interactive exercises, level-adapted explanations, and educational content in English, French, and phonetic Creole, while teachers can generate quizzes, instructional materials, and monitor students' performance. Officials say the initiative is part of Mauritius' national AI strategy, aiming to strengthen learning outcomes and make AI accessible to all students. The rollout will be evaluated for technical reliability, integration with existing systems, and long-term support for teachers before potential wider adoption across the country. We'll go on a quick break now. The news continues when we return.
Industry Cloud Platforms. Industry cloud platforms offer tailored solutions for specific industries such as healthcare, finance, and manufacturing. These platforms provide specialized tools to meet regulatory compliance requirements while boosting operational efficiency. For example, healthcare cloud platforms streamline patient data management and support care coordination. However, the challenge lies in ensuring data security and interoperability between platforms. The market for industry cloud platforms is expected to reach $83 billion by 2025.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is Idea TV News Update. Now to the rest of the news. Away from Africa and U.S., a federal judge in Washington, Anya Reyes, has temporarily blocked the United States government's attempt to end temporary protected status, or TPS, for roughly 350,000 Haitian nationals living in the country. The ruling came just one day before the program was set to expire, allowing the status to remain in place while a lawsuit challenging the decision moves forward. TPS was first granted to Haitians after the 2010 earthquake and has been repeatedly extended due to ongoing security, political, and humanitarian crisis in Haiti. The program shields recipients from deportation and allows them to live and work legally in the United States, ensuring they are not returned to unsafe conditions. The Trump administration has argued that TPS program encourage illegal immigration and have abused over time, prompting efforts to dismantle most protections. The judge's decision represents a setback for the administration's broader immigration agenda, preserving the protections for Haitians and at least temporarily while the courts continue to review legal challenge. Now to health in Algeria. The country's startup DZDOC is transforming healthcare access with a digital platform that allows patients to book appointments, consult doctors online, and manage medical interactions. Founded by Rachid Mao in 2015 and based in Annaba, DZDoc connects patients with practitioners across multiple specialties, including general medicine, surgery, psychiatry, and nutrition. The platform features secure telecommunications, enabling users to consult doctors remotely through video calls. This service covers both physical and mental health, offering significant advantages for patients in remote areas or those with limited mobility. Users can search for doctors by specialty and location, simplifying access to care across Algeria. For medical professionals, DZDoc provides a digital practice management system with tools for scheduling, automated reminders, and improved online visibility. The solution aims to optimize appointment flow, increase efficiency, and reduce dependency on in-person interactions, highlighting how digital health technologies can address accessibility challenges in emerging markets. And now up to business. Uber has officially ceased operations in Tanzania, ending its ride-hailing services on January 30, 2026. The U.S.-based company cited ongoing disagreements with Land Transport Regulatory Authority over fares, commissions, and regulatory rules that govern the sector. The decision follows years of tension and previous service suspensions in major cities. The departure reduces the supply of app-based transport in Dar es Salaam and other urban centers, creating opportunities for local and regional competitors such as Bolt, Little, which operates under Tanzania's stricter regulatory framework. Commission caps, minimum fares, and price controls imposed by LATRA limited Uber's flexibility, making its business model increasingly difficult to sustain. Tanzania's ride-hailing market is now less exposed to international platforms. For passengers, this may lead to fewer promotions and longer waiting times, especially in peripheral areas. Drivers may earn a higher share per trip due to capped commissions, but they will lose incentives and bonuses that larger platforms typically offer. And in sports, Spanish side ATLETICO Madrid has completed the €30.3 million signing of Nigerian forward ADEMOLA LOOKMAN to Atlanta. The 28-year-old winger becomes the first English-born player to feature in the Premier League, Bundesliga, Series A, and now La Liga, joining an elite group of footballers who have played in Europe's top 5 leagues. Lookman, who made his senior debut for Nigeria in 2022 after switching from England's youth setup, enjoyed a prolific spell at Atlanta, scoring 55 goals and providing 27 assists. His crowning moment came in 2024 with a historic Europa League hat-trick, securing Atlanta's first European trophy and earning him Africa Footballer of the Year honors. The forward has signed a long-term deal with Atletico until June 2030. The club also confirmed the acquisition of Mexican midfielder Obed Vargas from Seattle Sounders, further bolstering their squad as they chase La Liga glory, currently sitting third, 10 points behind leaders Barcelona. This is all we have for you on Idea Television News Updates. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. Police arrest 2 monarchs, Development Center coordinator over EBONYI killings. Kenya top Africa's venture capital funding as continent raised $4.1 billion in 2025. Over half of Lagos still without 5G coverage, says regulator. Norwegian firm TGS signs SEISMIC data deal in Libya. Mauritius launches AI learning platform in schools. Away from Africa, U.S. judge blocks termination of Haitian temporary protected status. And in health, Algeria's DZDOC launches digital health platform. In business, Uber exits Tanzania amid pricing disputes with authorities. And in sports, Atletico Madrid signs Algeria's Ademola Lookman for €30 million. Do not forget to follow us across our social media platforms at Idea TV. I'm Adewale Olashopo, and thank you for watching.
Predicts the likelihood of the electron being